There seems to be a lot of drama at the moment going on about the adpocalypse, Casey Neistat, Philip Defranco, and the Jimmy Kimmel show. So I thought I'd share my thoughts on this situation, maybe pad it out and explain it to you, and, we can discuss it together. So, here we go. Hello and welcome back to another video. Now if you're new around here and you're looking to start your YouTube channel, grow your YouTube channel, or push your brand out there onto the second largest search engine on the internet, click subscribe, start creating. Okay, so the situation happens to be is that Jimmy Kimmel seems to have advertisements being run against his video compared to the Las Vegas shootings. Basically, he's discussing the Las Vegas shootings, whilst in the meantime, Casey Neistat has decided to put up a video explaining the situation and then saying that any money made from the advertising on that video, plus any fundraising that they do, that money will be paid to a charity to help the people of the Las Vegas shootings.
Casey tweets out, literally a video about charity where I state all AdSense is going to that charity. YouTube says not suitable for advertisers. Now at this point you could just say, hey Casey Neistat, request a review, hit that little button. Maybe you got accidentally dinged, let's give YouTube the benefit of the doubt. Unfortunately, one of YouTube's verified Twitter accounts tweets at him, we love what you're doing to help, but no matter the intent, our policy is to not run ads on videos about tragedies.
This happens to be a battle of mainstream media, the big evil versus the small YouTubers on YouTube. The idea that YouTube restricts all YouTubers to their laws in a very, very strict fashion compared to large media companies who can sell advertisements against their own videos and then seemingly circumnavigate this whole adpocalypse issue. This seeming to generate a two-tier system, which is, if you're a mainstream media company, you can pretty much say, screw this, we'll do whatever we want, and we can advertise against anything we want, and YouTube be damned. And YouTube just seems to sit there and take it. While small YouTubers, well, we say small YouTubers, Casey Neistat isn't small, he's huge, but he's smaller than the mainstream business, and he seems to be held by the YouTube Terms of Service and Community Guidelines very strictly. Basically, when Casey Neistat highlighted that his video wasn't glorifying the attacks and wasn't going into graphic detail, wasn't showing any graphic pictures, it was just him discussing the situation and hoping to raise money for charities to help people in the situation, he got a very stern response from YouTube saying, no, tragedy, no advertising, done. That's it, that's the bottom line. Sorry, we don't place adverts against any kind of terrorist attack or any kind of tragedy, full stop. And yet Philip Defranco made sure that he went out of his way to do his research, because Philip Defranco does it fantastically, and found Jimmy Kimmel, once again, is still generating advertisements against his videos. Now, the argument seemingly happens to be that it's Jimmy Kimmel's advertising team that are selling adverts against it, and that that's how they're circumnavigating the YouTube system. This has brought out mainstream media people to attack not only Casey Neistat, but Philip Defranco.
They wrote an article titled, YouTube videos about Las Vegas massacre blocked from making money, and Casey Neistat got pissed. They stated this was simply a case of a vlogger who feels he should be the exception to the rule, something that Philip Defranco agreed with. They then tried to cast doubt on my claim that there were ads running on Jimmy Kimmel's video, saying as of noon Eastern, no ads are playing on the video, which I showed, and I actually had a screen-flowed video that showed that ads were still running at that time. I mocked their lazy reporting. They then updated the article saying, update, there now appears to be ads on the video, which is beautiful because it appears that they can't even admit that they were wrong here. And additionally, to point out something else that was wrong with your reporting, the problem isn't that Casey wants to be the exception to the rule. The problem is that at face value, the only exceptions to the rule here are the Jimmy Kimmels and the late night hosts and the people with huge backings.
That's pretty much it in a nutshell, right? And YouTube have highlighted, with communication from Philip Defranco, that yes, there are some whitelisted people that can sell their own advertisements against their own videos, and these are normally mainstream businesses such as Jimmy Kimmel, but that's a very small elite group, and everybody else kind of has to adhere to the YouTube community guidelines and the demonetization and monetization rules. But I can't help but think that this clearly highlights a two-tier system, a bias towards the mainstream media. They've clearly suggested, okay, well, you're a big company, Jimmy Kimmel, here's your whitelist, by the way. Yeah, you can sell whatever you want against any content you want, even if it happens to be about the Las Vegas shootings or any other tragedy, that kind of thing. Meanwhile, we'll put our small YouTubers in their box with their original content. Just sit over there. Now, before I give my full opinion, I would like to know what you think about this. Is it fair for the mainstream media and YouTube communities to be completely taught differently. Right? If you're a YouTuber, you have to adhere 100% to the YouTube algorithm and the YouTube guidelines. Was if you're a mainstream media company, you can do whatever you want within reason, and you can sell whatever advertisements against whatever content you wish with whatever titles. What do you think about that? Please leave a comment down below. Now, I come at this from two angles. Right? I always try to play devil's advocate with myself, to try and put myself in somebody else's shoes, to try and understand where they're coming from. It's not always easy, but I try to do it. So I'll try and break it down. Number one, from my point of view, I think it should be a level playing field. I think everybody should be able to advertise against everything, or nobody should be allowed to advertise against something. Right? If you're on YouTube, if you're uploading to YouTube, you should be adhering to the YouTube rules. Right? They're clearly set there. They are strict. They have thrown paddies. We have lost advertisements in the adpocalypse. But everyone should be playing by the same rules, right? With the same football, with the same goals, right? With the same amount of players on the pitch, right? It shouldn't be a handicapped game. This is one of the reasons why the original YouTube creators are throwing a paddy, because we are treated differently to the mainstream media. We're looked upon as like the ginger-headed stepchild, right? Oh yeah, he kind of makes noises, he smells a little bit of cabbage, but from time to time he comes out with things like the Apple iPod and stuff. There is still this kind of divide between the mainstream media treating us like shit and other businesses doing the same, and I think that's really unfair. But to play devil's advocate, here we go. 2, the mainstream media have a track record of handling situations and handling tragedies like this. And they've been doing it ever since the birth of mainstream media. So they know that there are producers and businessmen and CFOs and COOs and content creators within those main companies that will have to take the flak and have to take the blame. So if they are selling advertisements against their own videos on a whitelist, YouTube are pretty much going, well, we believed that this company, whether it's CBS or ABC or whoever the channel network provider are, we believe that they are professionals and that, you know, they're the ones that are going to get sued and they're the ones that are going to get slammed. So we kind of, you know, we bow to their knowledge being a mainstream media company because we assume that they should be better than the average Joe Blow creator. Someone like me, in theory, doesn't know the rules or the tact and could upload something, and if YouTube monetize that video, they are 100% to blame for monetizing my video because they should have looked at it. Whereas if it's a creator and a studio such as CBS or whoever it happens to be, they've curated that, it's gone through producers, and in theory that reduces the risks of serving advertisements against it, because YouTube can just claim, well, Jimmy Kimmel should have known better. Yes, it's our fault, but you know, Jimmy Kimmel shouldn't have sold advertisements against it, and those businesses shouldn't have bought advertisements against that in the first place. See, that is two sides of the same coin, in a way. It's YouTube looking at us in a different light to them looking at the bigwigs. Some may say it's for risk, and some say it's for better business, but in some cases, it could be handicapping the original content creators that are already on their platform. This is where I would love to open a debate. Are you a content creator? What do you think of this situation? Are you with Kimmel? In which, you know, they're an established business, they've got a reputation, they've clearly got a track record, right? So if they're selling advertisements against it, they're likely to be less inflammatory. Or are you with Casey Neistat, who is a creator on here that's been known for uploading content, that's possibly the closest thing to being one of their boys in the media, because he's been bought up by news networks recently, CNN, right? Have they looked at him and gone, yeah, but he's not Kimmel, or he's not insert mainstream celebrity here, we can't trust him? No. And YouTube's come down and no. Would they have done that to PewDiePie? Would they have done that to anyone in Maker Studio? I don't know, right? Because Maker's a Disney brand. Was Neistat's not yet been on TV. Is it mainstream versus YouTube creators? Let me know. Please leave a comment down below. That's pretty much it for this first ever My Thoughts video. If you want more tricks on tips on growing your YouTube channel, there's a free PDF up there and in the description link down below. Go up there, start creating.